If you're thinking about selling your home, stop right there. Let's talk. I don't want you to be putting money into a lot of things that will not bring you a good return of investment. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about 10 things not to repair and fix prior to putting your house on the market. As a real estate broker on the Mississippi Gulf Coast for over 4 decades, I have seen people spend so much money and wasted the money on trying to fix up their house before they put it on the market, when there are certain things you can do to make your return of investment become much higher without spending a lot of money. So let's just jump right in and see what those things are that are not to fix. Number 1, full kitchen remodel. This is the number 1 money pit. Many sellers think they need to have brand new appliances, brand new cabinets, brand new flooring to make their kitchen pop. But let me tell you, that is not going to necessarily bring you a big return of your investment. The typical cost for all these items for just a minor redo would be $15,000 to $20,000, and if you did a major remodel, I mean, that could go up from $25,000 to $30,000 plus. What not to fix? Buyers want their own kitchen style. You may spend $40,000 creating a beautiful kitchen masterpiece, only to find out that the next buyer would like a different color cabinet, different hardware, different colored floor. They might want carpet instead of tile on your floor. So don't spend that kind of money. What you should do is freshen up any of the countertops. Be sure they're not cluttered. If you do have tile in the kitchen, clean up that tile. Make sure that it's perfectly white. And if you have any cracked tile around the side, put a bead of caulk on that. But just make it nice, fresh, and inviting. Don't spend the extra money on that. Replacing perfectly functional windows. Window companies love to come over and tell you that you need to have a full set of new double pane windows throughout your house. While that could even easily cost $800 to $1,200 a piece throughout the house, which could be as much as $10,000. Unless your windows are broken or fog is in between the glass or just dirty, you don't need to replace the whole window unit. You got to just be sure they're clean. Be sure the window seals are clean. Be sure that the panes themselves, unless the windows are broken, they've got fog in between the glass, or they've got dirty, rotten window sills, buyers really don't care about that much. What they do want the panes to be not broken or cracked, so you could certainly fix those. And be sure that they're good, sparkling, clean, so they can look out real easily. But that's probably not going to bring you a whole lot of return of investment, unless they're just really badly in need of replacing. I'm Chester Harvey with Chester Harvey Realtors, and I've been on the Mississippi Gulf Coast selling real estate for over 45 years. You name it, I've seen it. So if you'd like more information about living here on the Gulf Coast, subscribe to my channel and touch that notification bell. That way you'll be getting 2 new videos about the Gulf Coast every week in your mailbox. So let's move to the next discussion. Number 3, luxury bathroom renovations. Oh boy, this is a big one. A seller spends $20,000 creating a spa bathroom, then gets the same offers he would have anyway had he not even touched it. The typical cost for something like this for a guest bath could be as much as $8,000, and for a premium master bath, I mean, it could be $15,000 to $30,000 depending on what extras you put in the bathroom. Why not to fix it? Well, the first thing right off the bat, your color scheme may be off. The person buying the house could care less whether there's a garden tub or just a regular standing tub. The main thing is what you've got to do is be sure that all the grout in the tile, anywhere in the bathroom is cleaned. If it's cracked or dirty, hull it out, put some new grout in it, put a bead of caulk around the bathtub. Just make it look clean. That's the main thing. They want it to be hygienically clean. And the same thing, that's for the flooring and the bathtub area, but also for the cabinet area. And be sure that it's not cluttered with shampoos, perfume, toothpaste. Just be sure that it's nice and fresh and clean. Number 4, installing brand new carpet everywhere. Now, this is something that you really do not even have to think about, because as soon as you do change that carpet, somebody wants a new type of carpet that just came on the market. They don't like the color that you picked out. So that is something that you don't need to fix. However, to get your best showing out of the house and get more offers quicker, what you need to do is be sure that the carpet is good and clean. If there are any stains on the carpet, that you get a professional cleaning job to clean them up, or preferably go ahead and get it clean regardless. If it's wavy, get someone with one of those carpet tools that can push the carpet down to the tacks, tighten it up, straighten it up. That's the main thing. More than likely, if you were to change the carpet, it would be absolutely the wrong color or the wrong type. So save your money. Do these few things that cost maybe $500 or $800 to really fix and make it sparkling clean and nice and make it hygienically clean. Number 5, a fancy landscaping overhaul. Now, this is certainly not needed, but there are some tips that you can use to better show off your property from the street, from the pictures, by doing just some minor details to make it look nicer. There's no need, please do not go in and put in a brand new outdoor kitchen, a trellised overhang with brand new flowers blooming through it, a brand new deck. You know, obviously these things do make it nicer, but I'm not so sure that it necessarily means the spending of the money to increase the value, increase the return of investment. Major landscaping, absolutely not. You could spend $5,000 to $10,000, $15,000 for that. However, what you want to do is be sure during the period when people are looking at the house that it is always clean cut, it is edged. Be sure that the driveway has been pressure washed. Be sure there are no stains on the driveway. And be sure you might have some flowering annuals maybe out in the yard or beside the front door, just to make it have a little spark from the outside. But major landscaping changes, no. Just use what is there already and be sure that it's freshly mulched, the weeds have been pulled, and it looks beautiful from the street. That you can do yourself from $500, $800. Replacing old appliances that still work. A lot of times people say, well, maybe I should go ahead and change all the appliances. Maybe make them stainless steel, those that are in my kitchen. But if they still work, that's fine. More than likely, if you change them out, they may not like stainless steels. They may like something else. They may like a color, a black color scheme with all their appliances. So that by doing that, spending that $4,000, $5,000 to have brand new appliances, it's just gone down the tubes, and you can tack that money to your return of investment. However, now if you do have some items that are not functioning, like a disposal or a dishwasher, you're going to have to get that fixed anyway after they have the inspection. So that might be something you could go ahead and do. Plus, you could be using a newer unit in the meantime. But I suggest that you do not change those appliances if they do work. A better option for you would be to do a very deep cleaning on the appliances. Be sure that they just show good and sparkly clean. And deep cleaning will do marvels to your appliances. A lot of times people will take the refrigerator that's already there and use it as a spare for overflow from the refrigerator that they want to buy, and especially a different type they would buy. So the main thing is just be sure that they're good and clean and they're functioning properly. Number 7, high-end roof replacement, especially when the roof still has a good bit of life left into it. Now, if your roof is leaking or falling and shingles are laying on the ground, I would suggest definitely taking a look into replacing it. However, if it's still got some life in it, leave it the way it is and let the seller take a little discount on the property for you putting on your own roof, because you may want a tile roof, you may want a slate roof, you may not want an asphalt shingle roof. Let the buyer decide that's what they want to do. A new roof, if you had to put one on, could be anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 just for an architectural shingle roof. Whereas if the buyer hates architectural roofs and wants to put on a terracotta roof, that could be up to $40,000 or $50,000. So let them decide on that, unless it's completely necessary and you know that the roof is going to be replaced. As a seller, go ahead and consider a discount in the overall price of your property and let the buyer put in what roof they would prefer. Number 8, swimming pool upgrades. Pools are emotional purchases. In fact, many people would not have a house with a pool. So if there is a pool there, be sure that it is sparkling clean. If you had to resurface your pool, that could be $6,000 to $10,000. And what about the apron area? If you're thinking about replacing that or painting it a different color, I suggest absolutely not spending that money either. What you need to do is just be sure that this pool, anytime it's shown, is sparkling clear. You just have to be sure that you may do a little bit extra work on that to be sure it stays that way when somebody comes to see the property. And if the surrounding apron area looks maybe a little bit dingy or whatever, pressure wash it. Do whatever it takes to get it just looking real fresh and clean. People love clean. Obviously, that's what I've been hitting on. I'm hitting on that a lot, okay, to keep it nice and clean. But that is the main thing. A person looking at a house would like it to be move-in ready. But move-in ready from a clean standpoint, and if they want to change out something to meet their own particular needs, let them do it themselves. And some people don't even want a pool. I've had people buy houses with the pool and still didn't want to have one and just filled it all in. I've had that several times. I had that one time even with a pool that was inside a house, and they filled it in and even put a floor over it and used it as an extra room. So you just never know. Number 9, custom built-ins and specialty rooms. Yes, that man cave that you made from a bedroom that has all the nice things that you want, has a built-in beer dispenser, TVs all around, and you think it's just the best thing that known to man. Well, suppose you've got somebody wanting to buy the property who is a single female who could care less about that, or a young couple with a young child who also could not use that. Just if you've got some kind of a specialty room, a study can work, but if it's got a whole lot of special cabinetry, it may work or it may not work. So I would suggest not to spend a whole lot of money completely changing a room and putting in a lot of different cabinets or bookcases or as such that would permanently stay there. Here again, you might want to, we're talking about money there. The sky's the limit on that, depending on what type of room you had. It could be $1,000 or $10,000, depending on how custom you wanted to make it. I would suggest just to make it neutralized, make it look like a bedroom probably more than anything else if it's highly specialized, and not spend any extra money to remodel, but maybe just neutralize and make it acceptable more for the intention of the room originally, which was to use it as a bedroom. Number 10, fixing although minor, little imperfections throughout the house. Here's where some people just go crazy. They spend months chasing around little items, like replacing every doorknob, replacing every door hinge, replacing cabinet hardware, swapping out light fixtures, replacing slightly dated tile. That could be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, $20,000, depending on how crazy you went. However, at some point, you've got to decide a better option, which would be to be sure that there's no odor in the house when the person enters. That's the biggest killer of a person looking at your house. Be sure it is not dirty. That is so important. If you've got dust on your baseboards or dog dander or cat fur, you just want to be sure that it's clean. You don't want to have any color. If you've got some rooms that are just bright and they just jump at you when you walk in, you just need to neutralize that. If you have poor lighting, get some new bulbs. Get some brighter bulbs, higher watt bulbs, and just any deferred maintenance, be sure that you've attended to that. That will bring you back good value. Number 11, instead of spending extra money, what should you fix instead? Here is a recap. The best return of your investment would be sure that it's neutral colors, nothing way out, like a psychedelic mural on the wall. Just neutralize it. What you should do is deep cleaning throughout the house. Be sure the windows are clean, the windowsills, the baseboards. Make sure the carpet has been cleaned. Decluttering throughout. And if it's got to the point where you've got so much stuff, take it out to the garage, box it up. Be sure that your light fixtures are functioning, all are functioning, and that you have good bright bulbs in the light fixtures. If you have any broken windows, be sure that they work. And also, if your heating and air conditioning needs to be serviced because it's not having a pleasant feel when somebody walks in, you've got to be sure that that has been done before they start looking at your property. Mainly, a big thing that people do pick out are any stains in the ceiling. That's number one. Be sure that you don't have any leaks coming from the roof. And if it is stained, be sure that you get a painter to come in and kill that stain and paint over it to make it look attractive. And if you see any mildew anywhere, any discoloration, that's the key. Be sure to attend to it. And be sure that everything here again is nice and clean and fresh. So before you go out and spend $30,000 or $40,000 trying to fix up your house so that someone will buy it, why not give me a call? Let me come over there and give you some tips on what to do and what not to do that'll help you bring back the most value when you sell your property. And if you want to know more information about this, feel free to send me a text or an email. Or better yet, why don't you arrange a Zoom call? I've got all the information right here below. Just give me a call. You and I can meet face to face and we can talk. You can tell me what you are dealing with, what you are concerned with. We can talk about what it's going to take to get you the maximum of value for your property. That's what I've been doing for over 45 years. So give me a call and let me help you with the sale of your property to help you make a smooth move from the Mississippi Gulf Coast.